before we get to the roulette wheel, because this is my journal and my space to just like be witnessed in all my rawness, and because there's no risk of boring anybody because I don't have any subscribers, and that's cool. I mean, that's kind of the point or the opportunity right now. Yeah, I had a shitty day at work. I like thought that I was fine tuning something and spent 6 hours doing that, and then when I deployed it, it actually completely ruined everything. And I do have saved states for previous versions, but I have to like jerry rig it and figure out how to get a few of the things that I made in there without like the whole yeah, whatever. It just sucks to put a lot of work into something and then actually make it worse, which I think is fundamentally like something you experience a lot in creative processes, where you kind of, there's like a lot, if you're not super good at something, then you don't have such a clear idea of you know, process and how long things are going to take. When you're really good at something, because there's some things that I'm really good at, and I can basically predict how long it's going to take down to like the hour. But for things that I'm not so good at, there's a lot of unknowns and there's a lot of like beginner's luck, and so you actually can get somewhere farther without knowing what you're doing. And then when you actually think you know what you're doing, you kind of ruin it. And I think that's just kind of the weird place of being not so good, and experiencing these spikes of execution, but then being humbled by actually most of that being luck. So yeah, it's also like raining in Berlin, and like my hair is like plastic because I use aloe vera gel I use aloe vera to like stiffen it, but then like when it re-wets it and then hardens, it's like it's like plastic. Anyway, my shirt is off because I was completely wet, and it just feels good to be shirtless at home. So yeah, now I'm gonna spin the wheel. Oof. Oh man. Okay. Okay, we're going to be studying projective geometry. I need to take that out of this roulette wheel. This is not a priority right now. But let's go. Let's do it. I'm back. I took out my projective geometry book and sat down on the couch. Actually, no, I shaved my face, and then I sat down on the couch and started it on projective geometry, and realized, which is very much part of the plan with this roulette, that it is not relevant. It is not a priority right now. So I deleted it from the roulette function, and I'm actually going to refresh this. Yeah. And I'm going to spin the roulette wheel again. And I may just practice banjo, because actually the flow with that is kind of motivating itself. And I think like fundamentally this container of having my decisions made for me is not to become a slave to the roulette machine. It's to also understand more about rhythm, cadence, and the nature of motivation. Because what I'm recognizing is that practicing banjo over the past 2 days has already created a sort of desire to continue in the evenings. And I may want to just continue with banjo and not spin the wheel. And I think that would be okay, as long as I'm doing something in the evening where I'm not deciding, but I'm following a cadence. However, I also recognize the value in kind of interrupting that flow, so I can continue to apply this beginner's mind to a bunch of different topics that all are interesting and all at the moment exist on kind of the same level of priority. And that level will change as I actually do more things and recognize that maybe they're not so important right now. So yeah, I'll spin it, but will I spin it? Or will I just play banjo? Fuck. I think I'm gonna play banjo. Yeah, I'm gonna play banjo. Because I have to add this. If I spin it, I have to follow what it says. There's no spinning and not doing what it says, because that would break my relationship and trust with this roulette board. So either I play banjo or I spin, but I'm not going to spin and then decide if I want to do what it says, because that isn't the rule that I am following. And I don't want to break that rule, because that's fundamental to this whole experiment.